Hi, my name is Corey, and I want to walk you through the self-employment tax credit process so that you know what to expect, what it looks like, how easy it is, and to help you to be able to get your tax credit, which you can receive up to $32,220. This tax credit is not very well known, and for the 2020 portion of it, that expires April 15th, right around there. So you want to hurry and go ahead and apply for your tax credit. So let's go through that right now. So about the SETC, this tax credit is called the Self-Employment Tax Credit and is also known as the FFCRA, Families First Coronavirus Response Act. Kind of a hard, long phrase to remember. This tax credit came out March 18th of 2020. Came out quite a while ago, but very few business owners know about it. It's not a marketed or well publicized tax credit. Most people knew about the ERC and the PPP and all that kind of stuff, but there were also some hidden tax credits in there. And with this one, it's quite easy to apply for and to receive. I'll show you what the requirements are. This is for self-employed individuals. So individuals who own a business or are sole proprietors who have done some contract work, so they've been paid as a 1099. Maybe they had a side hustle, etc., but have received payment through a 1099. They can be any kind of business owner, but it's for that individual to receive this tax credit. And this tax credit is for those who missed work because they were sick with COVID or had to care for a spouse or children that had COVID, or had to help care for children that missed school because the schools had closed down. The max amount of the tax credit possible is $32,220, and the 2020 portion of this tax credit, like I mentioned, is expiring in just very soon. So it expires April 15th of 2024. So you want to make sure, in order to take advantage of the 2020 tax credit portion, you need to hurry and apply and apply for your file for your tax credit before that date. So how to apply? Get an online quote in 15 minutes. So it's a pretty quick process. You go to the link below or the link that you've been provided with and fill out the basic contact form. I'm going to show you how that works in just a couple minutes. Next, you'll be directed to a page with details about the SETC. So read through those details just to make sure you understand everything. And then down below is a form where you'll fill out that information to get your quote. There are some fields that show where you can upload your taxes. That would be the 2019, 2020, and 2021 personal taxes, but you are not required to upload those taxes on this form, so you don't have to do that yet. I did when I applied for it through the same process, so I wanted to make sure that I went through this process for myself so that I could explain everything to you. After completing your form, you'll instantly receive an estimate on the next step and an email with your estimated amount that you'll receive. So just in the next few minutes, as you go through the application, you can see an amount that you can expect to receive. You'll receive a link then after you fill out the application to verify your identity. So you would click on that link and you would upload a form of ID, so your driver's license or something similar to that if you don't have a driver's license, and then make sure that you're on like either a phone or a computer that has a webcam, because then it will verify your identity by you showing your face and turning your head slightly to one side, turn your head slightly to the other side. And I don't know if I'll get that far in this video. I want to keep it quick and short, but just so you know that you'll be verifying your identity. This is to eliminate any bad actors out there who kind of ruin it for the rest of us. So you just have to make sure that everyone verifies their identity. So we're playing by all the rules and we're making sure that everything is done correctly. You'll schedule a time for a brief welcome call with the CPA, and then you'll sign the agreement that you do want to go ahead and file for this tax credit then we will print and mail and file your tax credit. The current time it's taking to receive your tax credit is around 22 weeks. So let's go ahead and go through the application process just so you can see how that works. So you will see a web page that looks like this. This is the web page where you would go ahead and apply. There's some more information down below, but we've gone through all of the important information, so you can go ahead and click on Get Started. Fill out this basic information just right here. I already applied yesterday, so I'm going to do a different email just in case it doesn't accept me, since I would be considered a duplicate. This is not my phone number right here. And we want to make sure that you click that link right there so that we can contact you by text to help you get through the process so you can get your tax credit. Then click on the next step right here, and you'll be directed to a page that has a little bit more in-depth info about the SETC. You want to make sure that you go through it. So as you go down, read through this information just so that you know everything that you need to know about this tax credit. So it's gonna go through and show you where you need to get your numbers from on your tax credit. So make sure that you read through that information as you go down and finish reading this info. Then you'll go ahead and click on I agree to these terms, click next, and here is the form right here. And so at the top it says, did you file the original tax return for the tax year 2020 and 2021? So I'll put yes, with the filing status as married, filing jointly. I did, so I'm putting yes there. Self-employer's name, I'm putting Matt Price, and then date of birth. So your date of birth there, and a phone number, and this is a different phone number just for testing purposes, of course. An email address there, and then other taxpayers name listed. So this would be a spouse. And I'm just putting some fake names on here. Date of birth for secondary taxpayer, so put a date of birth right there. And then is the second taxpayer also self-employed? In this case, no. So you'll just enter the information. Do you have dependents listed on your return? Yes. And then you'll provide names and birth dates. I'm just going to put one person right here for the sake of time. And then, let's see, I certify that I'm in a position properly to evaluate and answer questions. Yes. Legal business name, Testing Inc. Trade name. I'm not going to put anything there, but put a trade name if you have a trade. Tax return address, 123 Main Street, and then Los Angeles, California, 90210, after the show. If you know what show I'm talking about. Okay, so we filled out that info right there. Now we click on next. Were you self-employed during this time? Yes. Was your self-employment income in 2019 higher than in 2020? Then put yes. And then read that information right there. In 2020, did you sacrifice working? Yes. So if you were sick with COVID or missed any work, you'll put yes there. And then, so for a lot of people, they'd missed work not in just one chunk. It's going to be different dates. Like maybe you missed a couple days here and a couple days there. but just go ahead and put in one chunk, like add all those days together, and so that you can put down the total number of days that you had missed in one shot. For this section, the total number of days that you can miss is 10. So I'm going to put down and go to 2020 and then to March, and then I'm going to put this day to, and I'll have to go to March of 2020. And if this is kind of boring, you can go forward and listen to this faster, put it on a faster setting, or just skip after this part. And then we're going to put like here, and let's adjust so that it gets to 10 days because I missed work because I was sick with COVID and my son had long COVID and missed so much, and my kids all missed school, so we pretty much maxed out all of that time. What was the amount paid by the employer in 2020? So I was self-employed, so there was no compensation for missing or being sick, so I'm putting 0 right there. 2020, did you sacrifice working in your business because you cared for someone else? Yes. I had sick kids, my wife got COVID as well. So you'll put down the date there. It's got to be sometime after April 1st and before in 2020 and before April 1st in 2021. So we're going to put down 10 days there because we missed a bunch of work. So I'm going to go to back to 2020 and put in the dates so that equals 10 because the max on this section is 10. So a lot of people missed a lot more than 10 days. So if the max that you can put is 10, then that's what you put. Let's see, so that says negative 23 there, so I gotta fix that. Gotta go 5/21/2020. So let's go to May and 21. Okay, so we've got 10 there. And then was I compensated because of missing? Nope, 0. Did you sacrifice working in your business because you had kids that had to miss school or daycare? So yes, our kids' schools shut down. So then the maximum number of days on this section is 50 days. So I'm going to go ahead and put dates there for 2020. And you'll also do this for 2021 as well. And this is probably the longest part, just figuring out the calendar dates, making sure that you've got the right amount of days. So I'm going to put April 1 of 2020, and then we're going to go to June. And let's see, what amount is that? That says 84 days, so we got to change the date so it equals 50. Now we're to 62, so I'm going to go back a month. And we go here, now we're at 57, so just got to adjust a little bit more. To right there, almost there, 51. Okay. Now we're at 50. Okay, were we compensated because kids missed school? No. And now here is where you reference your tax returns. So you have to find your 2019 tax returns and find your 1040 Schedule SE and go to box number, looks like box number 4 on there. So follow the instructions on here so that you make sure that you put in the right amount there. Let's see, so in here, line 4, your form, so read through this really quickly. Please only provide your self-employed income. Okay, so I'm going to put down here, I don't know, let's see, 35,000, and then we'll click next. Now we're on to the next part of the form. This is for 2021. It's going to look like just the previous page that we just did. So I'm going to go through it. I'm actually going to everything is the same as the previous page. This is just for 2021. So I'm actually going to pause it so you don't have to watch me going through all of that all over again. All right, so right here, really quickly, so I answered all the questions. Were you self-employed? Yes. Was your self-employed income in 2020 higher than in 2021? I put yes here. Actually, I'll change it to no. This is just for demo purposes only. And then, make sure to answer everything truthfully, of course. And did you sacrifice in 2021? Yes. And so I put the number of days, and it came out to 10. And then scrolling down here, in 2021, did you miss work because of a spouse or child? Yes. I put the dates there to equal 10, so the max days is 10 for that section. And then down below, did you miss work because kids were out of school? The max number of days for this is 60. If you had kids that were out of school, we had kids out of school for a few months. And then I put 0 for did an employer compensate you for any care, so 0 there. And then make sure that you'll go to your 2021 taxes, your 1040 SE, and go to box number 6 right there and enter the information. Let's see, I'll put something like that, and I'll click on next, and on this page it's going to give you a quote. So right here, based on the information provided, it looks like you should be getting back $8,770 with the SETC program. Okay, that's great. Extra $8,000 in your pocket, and it breaks it down by 2020 and 2021. Our first applicant that went through qualified for $30,000. So I just put some random numbers in those boxes. So of course that's not accurate for me, but just giving you an idea of how soon you can get your quote. It's right after you enter that information on the form. So then it says what the next steps are right here. So just follow through with this. You'll receive an invite to our secure portal for communication purposes, where you'll be able to upload required documents necessary. Since I didn't upload documents in this form for taxes, it shows you what you can do next right here in the steps. And right now what's going on is that there's a team of over 50 CPAs that will evaluate your information, and you'll get on a welcome call. Make sure that you provide the necessary documents, which would be 2019, 2020, and 2021 personal tax returns and driver's license. So that's all you need. Make sure you have that. So look for that to make sure you have it ready so you can upload that into the system, and then we can get the exact number of the tax credit that you'll be able to get back. And then you'll be guided through on filing, and then it's taking about 4 months for your tax credit to be paid back, either by check or direct deposit. For 2020 you'll receive a check. For 2021 I believe it is direct deposit, so that's how you'll receive that back. And then we do have a fee, of course, for our services to be able to help you get that tax credit. So now hopefully you can see how this whole process works, and there's a little bit more info on that next page, so you can watch that video on what to do next. And there's information about right here is where you can upload your tax returns, just on this next page, so you can see where to do that. But right here it goes through what our fee is, so you know how much it is, what the cost is, and you'll pay the fee after collecting your tax return. And so that's calculated down here, 20% out of what you receive, and then you'll be able to put in information right here on being able to pay the fee. Alright, so there is a small processing fee up front as well, $179 one-time fee for us to do all the work and to file, or 4 monthly payments broken down into $75. So you should be able to get thousands of dollars for your tax credit for the self-employment tax credit, which is not very well known. So many business owners have not filed for it. You need to hurry, because April 15th, 2020 expires, that portion of the SETC tax credit expires for 2020. And then 2021 is still available until the next year, 2025, April 15th. So you will have another year to be able to file for the 2021 portion of it. But to take full advantage of the SETC, file by April 15th so you can get both 2020 and 2021 of this tax credit. All right, thanks for sticking with me. It's been a 20-minute long video, so now that you see the process of this, go ahead, apply if you're self-employed, and we're looking forward to helping you with your tax credit.